Okay, what are the top 3 for tonight?
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 reasons you should be watching Schmigadoon.
This is a musical. We're in an actual musical.
I didn't know about this until 10 seconds ago, but now it's my only dream.
Bring on all the fun that I have been denied. Now it's time to enjoy the ride.
For this list, we'll be singing the praises of this new Apple TV Plus show. Have you watched Schmigadoon yet? Make sure to let us know in the comments. Number 10. The premise. The show's plot is definitely a compelling one. It's about 2 doctors, Josh and Melissa, who have been in a relationship for years. But things start to stagnate, so she suggests a retreat in the woods.
What is the point of doing this if you're not going to put in any effort?
I don't know what the point of this is at all.
You don't want to make a relationship better?
Our relationship is fine.
As they argue through the wilderness, they find themselves in a little town called Schmigadoon. At first, they think the singing and dancing is a production the residents put on for tourists.
We did not buy tickets. I repeat, we're not ticket holders.
Stop it. Let him sing.
But oh, how wrong they are. Pretty soon, the couple realizes they are actually in a musical. What's worse, they can only return home once they find true love. Something they're surprised to learn they don't already possess.
So, you don't really love me?
I didn't say that. Of course I love you.
Then what are you saying?
I'm not saying anything, but apparently some cosmic verdict has been reached and we failed.
Number 9. The minds behind it. When deciding if a show is worth watching, it's often a good idea to check out the people behind the project.
Our motto is, we always strive for peace and happiness.
Fortunately, Schmigadoon came from some pretty impressive creative minds. It was created by Ken Dario and Cinco Paul, who wrote screenplays for Horton Hears a Who, Dr. Seuss's The Lorax, and Despicable Me, amongst others. With a resume full of comic hits like that, you know the duo's latest venture is bound to be a hit.
I wasn't going to tell you about this yet, but I have been working on something very big.
Plus, they aren't the only notable names attached to the project. Saturday Night Live's Lorne Michaels is the show's executive producer. Talk about a group of comedic powerhouses.
Yeah, wonderful, sir, but if you could focus on the time travel.
Oh, you're right.
Number 8. The aesthetics. There's something extremely charming and idyllic about the musical world that Schmigadoon creates visually. Through the costumes and the set designs, the show transports us from our modern 21st century lives into a whole new universe.
Where the sun shines bright from July to June, and the air's as sweet as a macaroon. Schmigadoon.
The picturesque landscape is dreamy, and the residents definitely know how to dress the part. Plus, the abundance of color creates a lively and quaint backdrop that makes us want to pop in for a visit.
Carson, run down to the inn and tell Harvey we have 2 very special guests checking in.
The juxtaposition with snippets from Josh and Melissa's lives before they arrived in town only reinforces Schmigadoon's visual appeal. In other words, the show's aesthetics make suspending our disbelief a breeze.
Come on, it's charming.
Charming. It's Wicker Man.
Number 7. It's short and sweet. This Apple TV Plus original consists of only 6 episodes. While that certainly is not a lot, it means the miniseries is sure to pack a punch in a short time.
Let the other gals keep waiting, wasting time, procrastinating. Find that bridge and cross it right now.
With such a limited number of episodes, the plot is undeniably to the point and sharp. Every storyline is crafted with a purpose, which creates an engaging experience for the viewer.
You can start tomorrow morning at 9. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have work to do.
Rest assured, you won't have to worry about the writers running out of ideas, bouts of time where nothing significant occurs, or forgotten plot points that make no sense. Things move along pretty fast in Schmigadoon. Once the show grabs your attention, it knows how to keep it.
But the chaps for whom the whole world claps are the chaps who keep at it till the job is done.
Number 6. The characters. Schmigadoon's residents are an interesting bunch to say the least. As it's a musical, they embody many of the classic tropes and styles found in the genre's characters.
Barry Bean puts out our fires, Helen Pritt conducts the choir, Stock is here to cure what ails.
And I am here in case he fails.
He is here
While that makes them seem one note at first, it's pretty clear that there's much more bubbling beneath the surface. Who better than Melissa and Josh, who arrive in town as complex individuals, to help peel the layers back?
I only wish that nightly he were slightly more aggressive.
There it is.
The juxtaposition between these modern characters and their new neighbors is revealing. The dynamics between the townspeople, as well as their potential for growth, makes us want to keep watching them. Their endless camp and pep doesn't hurt either, though.
You are incapable of doing anything but whatever takes the least amount of emotional effort.
For the record, I don't know how you define effort, but there was a huge dance number.
Number 5. An impressive cast. Schmigadoon has a star-studded cast if we've ever seen one. Cecily Strong and Keegan-Michael Key embrace leading roles. Alan Cumming masterfully portrays Mayor Menlove. And Kristen Chenoweth brings the conservative Mildred Layton to life with amazing precision.
The concerned citizens of the Mothers Against the Future.
The Mothers Against the Future?
So you're against the passage of time?
We are against city folk like you contaminating our town with your urban ways.
And that's far from being an exhaustive list of the icons that inhabit the town. You'll also find big names like Jaime Camil, Fred Armisen, Dove Cameron, Aaron Tveit, Anne Harada, Ariana DeBose, and Jane Krakowski. Oh, and did we mention Martin Short plays a leprechaun?
Once ye have entered Schmigadoon, 'tis true ye won't be leaving soon.
As you can see, there is no shortage of recognizable faces in Schmigadoon. The abundance of talent is reason enough to tune in. Number 4. It has heart. You may visit the small town of Schmigadoon because you're in the mood for some laughs, but odds are that's not the only reason you'll stay.
You have your whole life ahead of you, so there's no need to rush into things, right?
But if it's true love...
Well, sure.
As we settle into this quirky little musical town, it becomes clear that it's not just funny. In fact, the show actually has a lot of heart. After all, its core basis is the quest for true love, which is a pretty deep topic.
True love bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, and endures all things. In other words, it's a lot of work. So it's probably not something you find. It's probably something you make.
Pretty soon, we become invested in the mission specifically because it's not all fun and games. The series beautifully weaves emotion and nuance into its plot. That balance between heart and humor is sure to keep you coming back each week for more.
All I know is suddenly I love you. And suddenly that's all that matters now.
Number 3. The music. Schmigadoon is full of satirical and over-the-top musical numbers. What's more, they're pure fun to watch.
I can't do this with all these people around.
Then she says,
oh, you can't do this, period.
Every yelling feller are bound to have a yeller.
Sure, they sometimes invade the characters' privacy, but that's part of what makes it interesting. It's easy to dive in and enjoy the tunes and choreography the townspeople so skillfully bring to life.
It's as plain as that. It's only a lover's spat.
Not to mention there's pretty much a song for and about everything, so there's an air for everyone to enjoy. You'll hear melodies about men who can't be tamed in one instance, and strains about corn puddin' in another.
You put the corn in the pudding and the pudding in the bowl. You put the bowl in your belly cause it's good for the soul. You put the corn in the pudding and the pudding in the bowl. You put the bowl in your belly cause it's good for the soul.
If that's not range, we don't know what is. This show is full of catchy songs, so don't be surprised when you inevitably find yourself singing along. Number 2. The references. Fans of musical theater will be thrilled to know that Schmigadoon isn't simply a sitcom with some songs sprinkled in. It's a clever comedy that's acutely aware of the history of musical theater, and it incorporates it into the fabric of its identity.
Where the church bells ring every day at noon.
And the Wells Fargo wagon brought my new harpoon.
The show pays homage to some of the most iconic and well-known productions through both its characters and its musical numbers. With clear affection for the genre, it always does so in a thoughtful and intentional manner.
Uterus is where cells start to sprout. Placenta is what they like to eat. Till the baby comes straight out.
The vagina?
That's right!
If you love musicals like Brigadoon, Oklahoma, Carousel, and The Sound of Music, you'll definitely pick up on numerous references and inside jokes. This gives the show an extra layer of depth that'll make you love it even more.
These were great works of literature: Chaucer, Voltaire, Balzac.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. The satire. Imagine entering a world full of people who are part of a classic musical and know nothing about what life is like in the 21st century.
I would throw my mother in front of a bus to get the chance to ride you.
You're a funny kid. What's a bus?
You're probably picturing a series of interactions that are uncomfortable, corny, and sometimes downright cringeworthy. That's pretty much exactly what happens in Schmigadoon. Yet it's executed with a self-awareness and purpose that makes it incredibly appealing.
I paid a colleague to insert a copper T-shaped device in my uterus to prevent the implantation of...
I gotta get some money, and there's no way to make it.
Forget it.
The production satirizes the tropes often found in musicals flawlessly. Not to mention, it understands how to balance parodying the genre while still paying homage to it. The show taps into an intelligent humor through the exaggerated attitudes and beliefs of Schmigadoon's residents, and constantly has us chuckling. To say it's an entertaining ride is an understatement.
We've got more important things to deal with. For instance, me being shot to death.
That's not gonna happen, Josh. We're in a musical, okay? Nobody gets killed in a musical. Except Oklahoma, and Carousel, and South Pacific. Oh, hello, West Side Story.
That sounds like all the musicals.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.